A few years ago, ILLEGEAR came to the Malaysian market and they just wanted to do one thing in particular: to provide everyone in the Malaysian market a laptop that you can customize its specs. Fast forward a few years and today we have the ILLEGEAR Prodigy here. It's a thin and light gaming laptop with beefy specs and a very beautiful, classy, sleek design. This is the ILLEGEAR Prodigy. First things first, the ILLEGEAR Prodigy comes with this very thin body and also a very lightweight body, in part thanks to its use of a metal lid, a metal frame overall, and then a hard plastic back here with lots of ventilation, 2 exhaust ports at the back and the sides here, which is pretty good for a thin and light gaming laptop. And at the sides here you can see you get a generous I/O port as well. You get a full-size RJ45 Ethernet port, a USB 2.0 port for your mouse or keyboard, and then you have separated audio jacks for your microphone and headphone. On this side, you have 2 USB 3.0 Type A ports, a full-size SD card reader, which is great for those photographers or videographers who are on the go. And at the back here, this is something interesting done by ILLEGEAR. You have 2 mini DisplayPort ports, 1 full-size HDMI, 1 Type-C USB 3.0 port. It's not going to give you display however, and then you also have your power jack at the back here. And all in this is packed in this really solid body. I really like how this thing feels overall, and thanks to its sleek body, you can bring this to the office or to meetings, whatever, and you can still look professional, not those in your face gamer look. Opening up, the ILLEGEAR Prodigy here comes with a 15.6-inch 144Hz 1080p display with very thin bezels around the sides, the 2 sides and the top of course. And you can see the display is very bright and, well, you can game on this thing without any issues. Of course, 144Hz, great for shooter games like CSGO and whatnot. And, well, the webcam is at the bottom, though I don't think many people uses webcam nowadays anyway. While we are inside here, the keyboard is actually very fantastic. I have typed on this thing for a long time and it feels fantastic as well. It's springy, it's soft, and yet it's not really that loud. You can feel the tactility and it's just really fun to type on. As for the trackpad, that is something fantastic. I don't know how ILLEGEAR did it, but it feels like a MacBook trackpad. It's responsive, it's smooth, but it's on Windows for some reason. This is a very good trackpad. I just love it so much. And there's also a shortcut feature where you can double tap at the top left corner here. The LED light turns on and then the trackpad turns off. So that's pretty good, but I still like the trackpad on this thing. And then the next thing here, when you are typing on this beautiful, fantastic keyboard, you also have this soft coating here. I'm not sure what material is this, but it's soft, it's comfortable, and when you sweat on this thing, it won't really give you any sort of uncomfortable slipperiness or whatever feeling that is. And you can just wipe off whatever grime on this rest area easily with just a damp cloth. It's easy to maintain and yet it feels fantastic. For one thing that I wish ILLEGEAR would improve is to just throw away the entire number pad. I would suggest them to just remove this whole part, move the whole keyboard to the center, the trackpad to the center as well, and then entire laptop would be even more perfect than it is now, because, well, who still does data entry on this number pad? It's not even the standard layout, and I would suggest you to just use a full-size keyboard if you want to do some serious typing. Okay, so let's move on to the performance of the ILLEGEAR Prodigy. For this configuration specifically, we have a Intel Core i7-9750H with 6 cores, 12 threads, an NVIDIA GTX 1660 Ti with 6 gigs of VRAM, and also 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM at 2666 MHz. Of course, you can opt in for a lower specs one, but this is what we have now for this review. In terms of performance, the ILLEGEAR Prodigy can give you, in terms of esports titles like Dota 2, CSGO and PUBG, you can get above 60 frames per second at the highest graphical settings. As for AAA games, well, you can get for about 40 frames at the highest setting as well, which is really shocking consider how thin, light, and considered small for a laptop like this. And while you're wondering what happens to the thermals while having such a small form factor, well, we can safely report that the GPU is very well maintained, but the CPU is at its max 90 something degrees all the time. So I would recommend you to just prop up the laptop like this, so you can give it a bit more room to breathe, and then your CPU can lower down in terms of temperature. And from what we've tested, it lowers quite significantly, so just prop it up like this and you should be fine. The other specs that you need to know about the ILLEGEAR Prodigy is of course the 256GB NVMe SSD from Samsung. It is PCIe Gen 3 X4, so you can get some speedy load times, and then you also get something special here, which is a Seagate FireCuda 1TB SSHD. The SSHD here makes you load your games faster through your hard disk by caching your frequently used apps into the small little SSD that is in the hard disk. It's a bit difficult to explain here, but I'll leave you some links to further study on that. So that is something special because no other laptops really have that in their laptops. So for this configuration of the ILLEGEAR Prodigy we have here is with 16 gigs of RAM, and it is priced at 5499 ringgit. If you want to opt in for the base model, it starts at 5199 ringgit, but that one is only with 8 gigs of RAM. Of course, you can upgrade your own as well. Okay, so conclusion time about the ILLEGEAR Prodigy. This laptop is surprising. It is thin, lightweight for a gaming laptop, and also really professional looking. I like the build quality of it too. Opening up, you can see the screen is bright, although it's not the most color accurate screen out there in the market. The keyboard is fantastic to type on. The trackpad is mind-blowingly good. I don't know why or how they did it. And performance is also shocking because you can get quite a lot out of this thin little body, although the fan is very loud. Though lifting up the laptop a bit will help you in terms of performance and your thermals. And overall, for the price, I would say it's really good. Just have to take note that other laptops with this type of specs in the market will cost you a few hundred ringgit more. So overall, ILLEGEAR Prodigy, this is a good laptop and I highly recommend it. So that's all for today's episode on this ILLEGEAR Prodigy laptop. You can see how lightweight it is. I can just twist around. And do subscribe for more, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!